ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
The San Siro, for nigh on a century, Milan's power base, the ultimate status symbol of their glorious history. We're up and running then. Well, there is no question that Eden Hazard, on his day, is one of the world's best, Jim, so how do you interpret the role he's been given here?
Well, we all know he's at his best when he's coming in from that left side, whether it's to drag people away and isolate them or to combine with central attackers, but he also often plays as a 10, as we know, in a free role.
And is that a... tries one from range! Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. Well, it's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking.
Well, talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place. I don't think he had much choice there, although he's paid for it.
What a start. Free kick in a dangerous position in... Voila! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And we have our very first corner. And he's there to belt it away. He's having a shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Neymar actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
He's found a way through. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
He's had a shot! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender.
Oh, they could be caught out here. Space for him to turn and look. Oh, that's fabulous. And that has left him in a heap. Milan yet to have an attempt on goal. That's a sharp pass. Picked out brilliantly.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Rudiger cuts it out. Messi. Neymar. He's shifting. Real chance! I'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Oh, it looked like he tried to give it some extra whip.
Messi. Mikel Oyarzabal. That's a good ball out wide. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Now, what about a counter-attack? And he's managed to get free. Goes for a shot! Goal! Barcelona! That is a diamond of a goal. The planning immaculate, the execution brilliant.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
So we have the first goal.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive.
There's the shot! And he's stuck it away. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring. A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
Barcelona are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Van Dijk. And it's Robertson. And Fernandes. Robertson. And here's Kane. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Mikel Oyarzabal. Now this could be a chance. Goulet. Threads one in. Always onto this. Van Dijk gets across to intercept that. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Kane gets a good foot in there. That has ended up in no man's land. And here's Kane. That is good strength. The defence opting here for strength in numbers. Just eases him off the ball. Gabriel. Goulet.
There they go, hunting again.
That's a foul, no two ways about it. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. It looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock from that challenge.
Sostituzione per il Milan, numero 14, lascia il campo per il numero 5, attenzione, un cambio.
Milan can, of course, make a change whenever they choose. Nice-looking ball. Well read, nice interception. Camavinga. Mikel Oyarzabal.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
And it's Alexander-Arnold. Gabriel spots it and intercepts. Played into space. Pass is just off target. And it's half-time. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Milan really are lucky not to be down by more, Peter. The manager's going to have to come up with something a little special to lift these players. Otherwise, this one's as good as done.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. The second half is up and running.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going through...
Takes a shot! And it's there! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
And look at the manager here, he's absolutely fuming and he has every right to be. You can't win football matches if you give the ball away like that.
3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Shevchenko. It's a pretty loose pass. Oh, it's a great ball. Decent chance! Oh, special! That is a special goal! A finish right from the top draw! Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
Milan may be down, but not out just yet. Oh, the less said about that pass, the better. Camavinga. Fernandez. Son Heung-min. Aimed beyond the defence. It's come to nothing. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Milan clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And the shot! It's bounced back off the post. Oh, well played, well played. Now, he's got space here. And no, that was never going to make it.
L'affluenza di quest'oggi
Milan
è di
are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. And this is Kane. He's found a way for shot at goal! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. And it's Fernandes. Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on. Not the most accurate pass. Van Dijk. Plays a sharp little ball here. Camavinga. And this is Kane. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Hazard did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. And that could set him on his way. Van Dijk defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Oh, he's just misjudged that one. Mikel Oyarzabal does have his name on the score sheet, of course. Now it's Son Heung-min. Gabriel. And he was quick to react. Son Heung-min. Lovely pass, but can he get there? McAllister! McAllister! And that's a tidy finish! A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
So now the difference is 3. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Now it's McAllister. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Camavinga. Tries to pass it through. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Barcelona clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And he stands tall, impenetrable. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Well, sometimes a loose foul can trigger a completely different spell of play, and it makes even less sense.
Robertson. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Shevchenko. And that's aimed into the middle. Messi. Just 5 minutes remaining now. Now it's McAllister. And it's Dembele. And here's McAllister. Son Heung-min. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And he is going into that little black book. Lacking in accuracy. Van Dijk.
Ci saranno 3 minuti di recupero.
Camavinga. Well, that is one way to stop him. Added time going up here, it's 3 minutes. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Mikel Oyarzabal. Can he get it through? Engages and forces him off the ball. And that's that. Milan have very little in the way of excuses here, simply having no answer to a display that was stunning, scintillating. There was to be only one outcome. What are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Milan desperately failing to impose themselves on the game.
di usare
decidedly
le apposite
flat,
aree di
disjointed in
parcheggio.
so many